Nation and Commanders. We got a goodie today, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. You guys know what time it is. We are back. Week 3 preview. I am here with my guy, my dog. You know, a lot of people don't know we've done a few of these and we've kind of built our platforms together. Kind of unison. It's kind of weird, right? Like the past few years. I mean, I think we did a preview one year and we didn't even face each other.
Yeah, you know, we just touch base in the off season, just check on each other's franchises. We in different conferences. How you doing, my dog?
I'm blessed, my brother. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, get those likes up and salute to everybody watching on Rio's channel as well. For those who are not in the know, this is my guy, Rio Robinson. He covers the Commanders, does a great job over there. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my dog on YouTube. Just type in Rio Robinson. You will find him first thing smoking. This is a big week for us, you guys. I mean, you know, we're 1-1. They're 1-1. There's a ton going on in terms of the injury report. We're going to get there shortly, but both coming off L's. Rio, you know, Green Bay, man, that's a phenomenal football team, offensively and defensively. Let's break that down a little bit. How is the Commanders feeling right now, the fan base, coming off that big loss last week?
See, for us, it was more impactful than just losing a football game, because on top of as bad as we looked in front of the whole world, and we're the opener for the week being on Thursday Night Football, Austin Eckler, our starting running back, gone for the season. Dietrich Wise, our new starting defensive end, gone for the season. Noah Brown, who gets injured every year, gone. But we already know what the biggest slice of this pie is. Jayden Daniels on the injury report with a knee injury. You hear quarterback, you hear knee injury, PTSD, and war flashbacks for the whole fan base. So we going through it over here right now.
Let me say this real quick. First and foremost, we were talking behind the scenes. I hope that we face Jayden Daniels. Like, I want to face the best version of the Commanders possible. You know, I know Eckler's out, but I'm excited about your Corey Crosby Merritt, bro. Like, I got a chance to cover him at the Shrine Bowl when he won the MVP. Got a chance to talk to him. This dude is a monster, bro. Former Arizona product. They need to just hand the reins to him. Just hand the reins to him. Eckler is already, I mean, I think at this point he may be done, right, Rio? I mean,
oh no, I think his career is cooked. I think him and Dietrich Wise might have both played their last snap on Thursday Night Football, unfortunately.
Damn. Well, I'll say this. Green Bay was all over the place. You know, Jayden, 24 for 42. He had 2 touchdowns. He was sacked 4 times. You know, ground game going at all. 51 yards on the ground, and 17 of those were coming from your quarterback, Jayden Daniels. Real quick, man, what do you think the odds are that the Raiders face Jayden Daniels in DC come Sunday afternoon? Because we have a very well-known guy out there that backs you guys up in Marcus Mariota. Raider Nation is very familiar with him, you know, spent some time with the Raiders in Las Vegas. What do you think about the odds of Jayden Daniels playing?
It's interesting because I know where my fan brain is going, where I'm like, it's week 3. We don't need to force the quarterback out there with a knee injury on a football game this week, and not trying to look past an opponent. But like, if we can't compete in week 3 with Marcus Mariota, then this roster is in a lot worse shape than I thought. But this is the exact same way we handled Jayden with the cracked ribs last year, going into the Chicago game, which was the first game after he broke his ribs versus the Panther. Marcus went out to the podium on Wednesday afternoon. They would not rule Jayden out, but he didn't practice. Friday, he shows up. They listed him as questionable. As soon as it changed from DMP to questionable, it was like, okay, this guy's going to play. He's chomping at the bit to go at it. They said they're trying to protect him from himself because he's trying to wipe the stench off a Thursday night off him, because people are talking crazy on his name because he finally had one of those performances.
It's going to happen. And real quick, salute to everybody on your side. Okay, they said you were skipping. They said you sound good now. I don't know. Look, on my end, it looks great. Wi-Fi sounds good. Connection is good. but your people on your channel are saying that it's kind of skipping a little bit.
Okay.
So we'll try and we're gonna keep it rolling, you guys, and see what's going on. The connection looks lit over here. So I don't know. And real quick, salute to everybody that's gonna be listening also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I will be uploading this shortly after. So you know what, Rio? He says, go out and come back in. See if that works real quick.
Yeah, I'll do that. Give me 1 second. But yeah, everything's good on my end. Nothing been choppy.
Yeah, not at all. Rio's gonna exit real quick, you guys, and pull back up. But once again,
I'm seeing people on my end. They said it's straight. They said it's clean, so we can go with it. They said you're good.
All right, we're good. But you know, once again, man, what does this team look like without Eckler and then possibly Marcus Mariota at the quarterback position?
I hate to see a guy get an opportunity because of injury, but this is sports, and unfortunately, this is a reality a lot of guys face. Some of the greatest careers in this league. Come on, your boy Tom Brady, that's in your building now, which we got to talk about before
we definitely will.
By the way, his career started because of injury. It's the Bills show. I've wanted it since we drafted him. Fans have wanted it. It was the reason why we got Brian Robinson out of here. They were trying to work him in slowly, give Eckler a quarter, and then work him into. No, I don't ever want to see a game where Bill gets 4 carries ever again. I want to see a 15 to 20 touch workload for this guy. I want Genty versus Bill to be a conversation and a storyline this Sunday. And if it's Marcus Mariota, make his job easier by giving it to a running back who has home run potential.
Well, we know all about the whole young rookie running back that is not getting a ton of opportunities, Rio. Our guy had 11 carries against the Chargers Monday Night Football. And yesterday, he was at his presser, and he pretty much said, like, look, y'all don't take me at 6 to not run me over and over and over again. You know about the running back position, Rio. It's repetition. You have to give these kind of guys 15-plus carries to work. Let them cook. You don't take Ashton Genty at 6 and have him carry the ball 11 times. I don't care how bad we are running the football early on these first 2 weeks. You have to give the kid the rock. And I think the same thing here with Bill, man. This kid is phenomenal, but you guys only gave him the football 4 times. And he averaged 4.3 a clip. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you got to keep feeding this kid. But I think that the offense is going to look a lot more dynamic with Jacory in the lineup as the running back 1. Honestly, I do. I think they were going to the veteran, trying to slowly but surely bring Kroski in. But this offense is going to look a lot more dynamic. But, you know, you got to have Jayden Daniels out there in the mix as well. What are you most worried about coming into week 3? You know, historically, we've struggled traveling out east. We found a way to beat New England week 1. You know what I mean? And that whole, you know, there was a lot going into that. The Josh McDaniels effect, Vrabel, a ton of talks of him potentially being the Raiders, you know, head coach, Tom Brady returning out there, so on and so forth. What are you most worried about? Because Geno looked bad, Rio. He looked bad. And he's been pretty inconsistent, you know, in his career. Seattle fans were killing me in my comment section after that game saying, welcome to the real Geno Smith.
That's the full experience.
Yeah, you know, it is what it is. But what are you most worried about this Raiders football team coming into week 3?
I don't like to carry the trauma from the past because in such a short time, Josh Harris has come in and so many things have changed for my favorite football team. But we've always been the elixir for teams. We've always been the slump busters. So struggling offense, come in and get right. Oh, running back that ain't went off yet, 100-yard game easily. Yep. So that paired with we can't defend tight end. We gave up 160 yards to tight ends on Thursday, 30 to Luke Musgrave and 125 to Tucker. Tucker Kraft had an Antonio Gates performance versus us the other day.
Well, lucky, you know, you got a questionable Brock Bowers, right? For you guys dealing with the knee injury himself, you know, he didn't have a ton going on in Monday night as well. We kind of used him as like a disguise out there. We didn't want to, you know, force feed him too much with that knee injury, but he still had, 5 catches for 38 yards, average 7.6 a clip against the Chargers. But that defense was insane. But we do have that.
And Mayer is fully capable. Man.
Yes. We have a 2-headed monster with Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers. So that's kind of like the Achilles heel right there. Am I looking at the Commanders and thinking feed Brock, feed Mayer?
Yeah, that and make us prove that we're better against the run this year, because Josh Jacobs ended up getting over 80 yards and scoring for the 10th week in a row because he always finds his way into pay dirt. But we haven't been challenged through the run game yet. Jordan Love tested us vertically with so much relative ease. They didn't need to feed Josh Jacobs on Sunday. And Tyrone Tracy in week 1, he's a solid running back, but he not no top 10 running back in the league. And I'm hearing things on your end. It sounds like the running back over there calling out coaches. What's going on, man?
Hey, I love it. I mean, look, Genty is coming off a historical college season last year in Boise, right? You took him at 6 for a reason. You know what I mean? Regardless, if you can't get him going in the ground game, Rio, find him in space. Get him in the screen game. Find him in the flats. We tried a few times, unsuccessfully, but you have to keep feeding that kid, bro. And look, I love that he's being vocal about that. He's telling Pete, like, hey, man, give me the rock. Look, if we die on that sword Sunday, I'm okay with that. Rio, like, we're supposed to be a run-first team.
Yep. Set
up the pass with Geno, because once again, this guy threw 15 picks last season, and he already has 4 this year. He already leads the league in turnovers. So when he's out there trying to force it, bad things happen. So guess what? Get back to what works. Or let me say this, get back to what you're trying to work, which is the run game. Now, defensively, real quick, we're both kind of middle of the pack defenses. You guys are 16th. We're 19th in terms of statistics, right? Passing defense, guys are 18th. We're kind of a little further down. Actually, no, I'm lying. We're one of the better teams right now against the pass. No, I'm lying. We're 27. But Herbert will do that to you, right?
Yeah, Justin Herbert in MVP form. He got a baddie now, so he moving different.
yeah. But the rushing, this should be a game where we both run the football, because honestly, you may struggle a little bit because we're 4th in the league right now against the run. We have been phenomenal against the run. This defensive line has held Amarion Hampton, Najee Harris, Trayvon Henderson, like to damn near nothing in the ground game. We're 4th right now. 70.5 yards per game. Once again, it's only week 3, but you guys are 14th, middle of the pack, giving up 104.5 and a touchdown. Do you think that this would be the week that we could potentially probably get the ground game going? I like your defensive line. I think that you guys actually have a sneaky defense.
Yeah, we do. But y'all got someone has to really test us on it. They got to test our gangster with our run defense this year, because last year it was putrid. We need a test, and Genty is a talent, and I fear that this is the week he gets going, man, because everything's leading up to it. They're talking about the effectiveness. I'm hearing people say, will Bill Krosky Merritt have a better rookie season than Ashton Genty? And I'm like, yo, that's a top 10 pick for a reason, man. Yeah. And when he has touched the ball, you see the flashes very early. Derwin James prevented a couple long scampers to the end zone on Monday night, man.
Yeah, the one thing about us is the O-line has to get it together. If you guys, I don't know, how you guys have got to the quarterback this year, haven't looked it up, but this may be a game if you've been struggling to get to him. Our guards have been a mess this year, Rio. Dylan Parham looked terrible last week. He gave up, 6 pressures, 2 sacks. Then you look on the other side, JPJ was out, Jackson Powers Johnson with a concussion, and it looks as though he's about to clear concussion protocol, so he should be back out there. But Alex Kappa struggled, the veteran at right guard. He was the worst guard in football last year. That's one thing you have to do. Dan Quinn is a defensive-minded dude. He is a stud. He has a great defensive mind. You got to get to our offensive line. You have to. And I'm talking about the interior of that defensive line. DJ Glaze at right tackle has been really good for us. Colton has been great in pass pro. But if you guys can put some pressure on the middle of that O-line, this may be something, man.
I'll tell you what you need to do. I'll tell you who to circle and who you target.
I'm taking notes.
This is who you go straight at. Early and often. Unfortunately, because we traded for this player, we gave up quite a pretty penny to acquire such player. Marshawn Lattimore has become the bullseye player. It's either he's going to get a pass interference or you're just going to point blank beat him to the punt. That's who you go. Whoever draws the matchup, whether it's Jacoby Myers, Tucker, Thornton, go at number 2. I watched a special teamer toe drag swag deep ball on 3rd down versus Marshawn the other day. Everyone who lines up in front of him is getting the best of him at this point, and we haven't got return on investment from that acquisition yet. So wherever he is, find him on the field.
Real quick, let's get the chat update real fast. This was yesterday. We'll get another one today, you guys. The injury report. Brock Bowers, once again, dealing with that knee injury. He was limited in practice yesterday. He'll go this week, though. So you guys better be prepared for Brock. Former commander, a guy we were talking about behind the scenes that signed a 2-year, $16 million deal with us. Jeremy Chin pops up on the injury report with a pectoral injury, limited in practice. Jackson Powers Johnson concussion. He was limited also. There's a ton of commanders right now. Trey Amos, a guy that I like a lot. Loved his game at the collegiate level.
That's our best corner.
He's a dog, bro. He was limited in practice yesterday. I don't know the reason. Do you have any information on that?
Oh, the Trey Amos injury. I think it's more precautionary, but it's his shoulder, man. Okay. I think a little bit of that might have to do with ego, because I know that shoulder got hurt on a play where Jordan Love ran him over on Thursday Night Football.
Trey should be able to go. He's questionable right now. John Bates, tight end, groin, did not participate. Noah Brown, you just mentioned him. Groin/knee, he did not participate. Brandon Coleman, the offensive tackle for you guys, dealing with a shoulder injury. He was limited in practice. Jayden, we talked about him with the knee, did not participate. They did have Marcus Mariota speak to the media yesterday, but once again, like you said, they did this last year against Chicago. So I'm not counting on, I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket that we're going to be facing Marcus Mariota. I'm just not going to do it. Zach Ertz, tight end, rest. You know, that's veteran rest, right?
Him and Tunzel, those aren't injuries. Those are their old. We are the oldest roster in the leagues, and we look like it on Thursday night. I've learned about my team. When you have the oldest roster in the league, they don't get ready in 4 days for football.
This is fact. I want to ask you real quick. We'll get back to the game, but I always looked at you guys as like the NFC Raiders. You know, we back in the day, we had our glory days, right? I don't know if you've seen it, but I did this on purpose. I threw my 83-84 Super Bowl hat on. You know, that's the last time we won one. I think I was 4 or 5 days old when we beat you guys in 83-84. But last year, I don't want to call it an anomaly because Jayden Daniels played absolutely out of his mind. How does it feel to come off of that season, coming into year 2 with Jayden Daniels? I mean, you're 1-1, so let's not jump the gun here. I see a lot of people. I tapped in with your show the other day for a second, and people are already losing their mind. Season's over. Whoop. We get fans are going to fan, right? It happens. Yeah. But how does it feel, man, coming off a major season like that and finally being able to identify your quarterback? Because a lot of people had Jayden Daniels going to the Raiders, right? Because AP, the Arizona State connection,
Jayden
so on and so forth. Look, bro, I don't know how the hell we're going to get him at 13, and I didn't see any of them top 3 teams moving out of that spot for us. It didn't matter how much it was going to cost. You guys got your guy. But how does it feel out there, man? How is that fan base taking to Jayden Daniels and all this newfound success?
I'll tell you what, man, it's magical. First of all, I've never had an offseason that short in my life. Bro, our last game was played on the final day of January. Yes, we got our ass kicked in the NFC Championship, but I've never seen the NFC Championship round and my team in the same sentence before. Yeah. It feels great. It feels so good to go through the draft process, to sit back and to just say, I trust Adam Peters. I trust the front office, and we don't need a quarterback. I don't got to go convince myself in the Shador, in the Jackson Dart, into Tyler Shuck. You know, that's a conversation y'all had over there. It's a conversation I was too used to having my entire life. So coming into this season, we have haters now. I don't know what it feels like to have haters. Everyone's rooting on our downfall. Everyone's rooting for this sophomore slump. That's why on a performance like we had on Thursday, which included Jayden's performance, everybody in the world is ready to see they're fake. They're fraudulent. We told y'all they're fake demons. Like that comes with the territory of success. My team just sold out season tickets this year. They just confirmed the new DC stadium yesterday that's coming in 2030. We're going to get us a dome in the city. Everything is good vibes, and we got a quarterback now, a real one. And quarterbacks have off days, even the best one. Definitely. And I'm ready to see what his next performance looks like. Because
let me say this: I love this for you because you're my guy, but I hate that my team is now kind of, we have new expectations because of what you guys did in year 1. Adam Peters, new general manager, right? John Spytek with the Raiders. Pete Carroll, Dan Quinn, you know, Cliff Kingsbury. We go get Chip Kelly. make him the highest paid offensive coordinator in football, $6 million per, coming off a national championship with Ohio State.
I'm sorry for the way that we stole Cliff from y'all too, man. That's my bad. We did what we had to do,
So
man.
I know about that situation. See, a lot of people try to say that it was a third year and that's why he left. No, they told him the plan, the quarterback plan. He said,
I'm cool.
I'm not betting my reputation on this. They try to sell it as they didn't offer him a third year or blah, blah, blah. No, he got the game plan from AP and from Tom Telesco as this is going to be kind of a dub year. We're going with, we're going to get a Minshew type guy, Aiden O'Connell. And he was like, I'm not betting my reputation on this. So, but it is what it is. But you guys, because of that success, have thrown a ton of expectations on this team. And I sometimes I have to kind of remind our fan base, like, look, you guys got Jayden Daniels. That's the big chess piece to that situation. We have Geno Smith at this point, a journeyman. He's played on several teams. He's 34 years old. He is Pete's guy. And we're expecting some type of turnaround with Geno. We know Pete Carroll is the king of winning 10 games. Like, he can do that for you all day, every day. He can get you over 500, but can he find a way to get us to be in perennial playoff team? So I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. I love it for you, brother, but I hate it because the expectations are being placed on this fan base. And I have to remind my people, calm down. We do not have Jayden Daniels. We don't.
That special player is what changes things, because I'm being totally honest with you. Our roster was probably the 19th or 20th best in the league, but that special player catapulted us right into success, and the timing of everything worked out.
This is facts, Jay. Jayden Daniels is him. I hope he stays healthy as long as possible. This is facts. And that's my California guy, man. You know what I mean? He's from Southern Cali. I'm always rooting for him, man. And, I know Rio was laughing because last offseason we had so many Jayden Daniels thumbnails. And I know he was sitting over there like,
you ain't even going to get the chance.
Yo, I got to ask you, though, how happy are you that Chicago took Caleb Williams?
Oh man, because trust me, I was a big Caleb guy. I still think he could turn out to be something special, but I'm so happy it turned out the way it did. I think we picked the right guy mentally on and off the field. We hit the lotto with this guy. Guys, don't jump off the train because Thursday night. It's one game in a long season. He's going to get back to it real soon. I think he's going to end up playing on Sunday, by the way, since we're here now. My mind has changed from Monday until now. Until they say downgraded to out, he playing on Sunday. I'm there with my son on Sunday, so I'm hoping Jayden get out there.
I love it. Give me some keys to victory for your team. I'll throw 3 your way as well.
Okay. For one, if we don't get Terry McLaurin started this week, I don't know what to tell you about the offensive game plan. Debo has been the head honcho in the receiver room through 2 weeks, which I love. Early return on investment. Not mad at it at all. We just paid Terry McLaurin north of $29 million a year, and he just turned 30 3 days ago.
Thank you, Debo, for fantasy football purposes as well. Just got to throw that out there. Debo got me through some rough times. So, but I hear.
He's getting dangerously close to house in a kick return right now, too. He's done it 2 weeks in a row. He's almost got there. That one's coming. But Terry, we got to establish Terry. I don't know who's drawing the matchup. I see Ty Blue Kelly and Darnay Holmes.
On paper, bro. On paper, our cornerback group is one of the worst in football. But I can tell you this. The young kid, Caillou Blue Kelly, he's been a dog. He's been playing really well for us.
Eric Iowa State kid. My Iowa State kid. Is he getting out there, Porter? Is he on the field?
He's been a special teams demon thus far. He has not really even had any reps.
Damn.
It's been Caillou Blue, Eric Stokes, the former first-round guy, Green Bay. Durability's been a problem with him, but he's been okay. There's been some lapses in judgment here and there. And then Darnay Holmes, to me, I'm not a fan.
Oh, he's burnt toast. He's burnt toast in the slot.
You know a lot about him, right? Yeah. You faced him a ton with the Giants. But this is a week, if you want to get it rolling, you need to exploit our DBs. I like our duo with Polamalu and Jeremy Chin at the safety spot. And we'll give you a bunch of different looks. I mean, Pete is still a great defensive mind, and Patrick Graham is not no punk either. But if this is the week to get Scary Terry going, I would bet on him. If I had him on fantasy, and I hate to say this as a Raider fan, I'm throwing him out there. I know he only had 5 catches. He had under 50 yards against Green Bay. You got to get him rolling because, once again, all the talk is he's over 30. You guys gave him a ton of money. You know what I'm saying? So he needs to get it going this week, and this would be the week because of, once again, I'm still weary of our DBs.
And good for him. This is exactly how last season began. He didn't do anything through the first 2 weeks of the season. Our offense took off week 3 when we went up to Cincinnati on Monday Night Football last year, and him and Jayden went crazy on that. That was our coming out party as an organization. So we got to get Terry involved this week. We got to, you know how teams with the number 1 receiver, they spend like a drive just forcing the ball to him a few times. We need to get out early and do that. Who's drawing that matchup on the outside? Is it just whoever's over there? Like who's drawing the Terry matchup?
I believe it's going to be Caillou Blue. I do. And then I think that Eric Stokes will try to keep tabs on Debo. Have you guys been lining Debo up all over the place?
Yes, we have not been kept. We're moving him all around the field. He's on the slide. He's on the outside. What we did wrong on versus the Packers was Cliff Kingsbury, sometimes being the smartest guy in the room, he gets cute. There were multiple 3rd and 4th down plays versus the Packers where Debo and Terry weren't on the field, and that does not make any sense. We're throwing slants to 5'9" receivers on 4th and 4 with Terry and Debo on the sideline. That don't make any sense.
If Noah can't go, is it going to be McCaffrey? Is it going to be Lane? Where do you guys turn to if Noah can't go? He's questionable right now.
It's Lane and McCaffrey, and I'm hoping that's more Lane, but that'll mean we're probably throwing it more to Lou, and that'll also mean the run game. But if key to victory number 1 was getting Terry involved, key to victory number 2 is find some help and pray for Josh Connerly on an island with Max Crosby, because I don't know if you've seen what Micah Parsons was doing to my rookie. He bullied my rookie. I felt offended. I felt very disturbed by what took place on Thursday night. If we put Josh Connerly on an island with Mad Max Crosby, man, y'all pray for us on Sunday. Man.
And you know what, man? I like that kid out of Oregon as well. But yeah, I mean, look, baptism by fire, right? Real, you got to throw them out there. That's the way that these guys are going to get better. And you're always looking at rookies and saying year 3. Year 3. You just want to see them slowly but surely get right. And look, facing Micah and then Max back-to-back weeks, that's tough. And let me say this too. It's gonna be
and
rough.
Then the Giants week 1. Like it's not getting easy.
But Max is hearing a lot right now, because once again, we came off of an appearance against the Chargers Monday night where he didn't have a sack. Jonah Lalu, our young,
he's hooping
3 sacks right now. But I have to tell you, the one that he got in this game, that was Max's. I don't know how they accounted that to Jonah Lalu. Max was first. He was there first, but he's going to command a ton of attention, Max. The thing is, Malcolm Kuntz, man, he's been really, I think he only had like 26 reps against the Chargers. Don't quote me on that exact number, but somewhere in that range. We have to get someone outside of Max on the edge to get rolling. The thing I love about Rob Leonard, our defensive line coach, is we've been having these different looks. They've been having Max in the interior, lined up at DT. We've had some NASCAR package looks. The defensive line has been creative. Jonah Lalu, Booker, the kid that we just traded for from Philly, he's a stud as well. One thing you have to keep an eye on is our defensive line. That is the strength of that defense. And I'm telling you now, they're going to get home, especially if Jayden's not in there. Actually, let me say this. If Jayden's in there, do they keep him in the pocket? Do they try to keep him upright as much as possible because of that knee injury? Because that's not part of his game. And he could play in the pocket. Don't get it confused. But his strength is using his legs, getting outside of the pocket and making something out of nothing.
Yeah, he has the flexibility that could be his game too. The thing is, I don't think they put him out there unless we can play the same game plan. I don't think they're going to put him out there. And I don't want to see my GOAT out there in a knee brace. I don't want to see him coming out with the stone cold Brock Bowers knee brace. I'm cool. I don't like that, man.
And they already said, Rio, they said if he's not 100%, they're not throwing him out there. Simple and plain. So, hey, man, honestly, for your franchise quarterback, and you may have to sit him, to be honest, bro, because you can't play with a knee injury, especially with a guy that's that mobile. How does your offensive line look?
Well, Tunzel looks pretty good. We ran into a buzzsaw on Green Bay, so I'm not going to necessarily make that game a reflection or microcosm of what this line could be.
Is he still having issues with penalties?
He had a couple versus Green Bay, but I'm not. He looks good. It looks like the left side quarterback's good over there. Brandon Coleman is hurt again. He's always been banged up. He was the tackle last year. He's playing his natural spot at guard.
That's the TCU kid, right?
Yeah, that's the TCU kid that we got out last year. He held it down at tackle, even though we knew he wasn't a tackle. That was clearly a guard.
Yeah.
Our interior is where we were struggling the most outside of Josh Connerly, who's given up 3.5 sacks on the season so far. The line is vastly improved. It's just hard to say it coming off Thursday because the Packers got they got in us, dog. They forcibly penetrated us on
No,
Thursday.
you got Cooper at the second level of that defense. You got Micah. You got
Gary.
I mean, that's a tough assignment, bro.
They were coming in waves.
Honestly, and I know you don't want to hear this, and I know the Commanders fans definitely don't want to hear it in the chat because we got about 900 people. I have to say this: if Green Bay stays healthy, man, they're going to be the NFC champions. I'm telling you now, bro. I know you don't want to hear it.
They could be in it, man.
They look crazy right now.
They do.
They look crazy. Now, defensively, you said Marshawn Lattimore. That's the guy to expose, right? He's a veteran, hasn't really panned out since you guys made a move for him. Outside of that, what's some weaknesses on that defense that you think that Geno and company can exploit?
Attack our linebackers up the seam, because I saw a night, like we were talking off camera about y'all putting Max Crosby in coverage, which is blasphemy. Bobby Wagner is still a good linebacker, but it's malpractice to have 50-year-old Bobby Wagner 35 yards up the seam chasing Tucker Kraft.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers is way better than that. We gave up 160 yards to tight ends on Thursday night. Brock Bowers is the best tight end in the league already. So if him and Mayer send them right up the seam and tell us to send a safety or linebacker in coverage, because we had no answer for that. We have no answer for the play action boo. Just tight ends. It should be a very tight end.
12 personnel. 12 personnel kind of game.
All day.
Okay. And that's Chip Kelly's bread and butter there. So I love it. I mean, honestly, we can look at the stats all you want, but eye test wise, how have you been against the run? Like, honestly, like where do you think? Do you think that this could be the week that Genty can get rolling?
I hope it's not the week it's going, but it could be the week because we haven't been thoroughly challenged through the run. Jacobs, we held him for under 4 most of the night, and with sheer volume alone, the numbers ended up stacking up. Of course, he scored on the goal line. He's the best goal line back in the league, but Tyrone Tracy week 1 and a aerial assault from Jordan Love week 2. We haven't really been forced to stop the run yet. So no one's really tested our gangster against the run. Y'all got Ashton Genty coming in hungry, calling out coaches and personnel. It feels like the week where you see the version of the guy you drafted, but I hope it's not this week. Losing Dietrich Wise certainly helps, but this could be the week y'all get y'all run game.
You know what's funny though? I can live real with the fact that it took Josh to run the football 23 times to get 84 yards. Like he only averaged 3.7 a clip, and he's one of the best running backs in football.
So that's good for us. That's
good. It is. They put 135 on the ground as a whole, but some of that was Savion Williams, a little bit of Matthew Golden, 2 carries, and then Jordan Love ran 3 times for 12 yards as well. But that's pretty good against the run, keeping Josh under 100 yards on 23 carries. See, that ain't no punk. There ain't no punk in the run game.
Oh, I was proud of us, man. Listen, I couldn't take many things that I could tip my hat about on Thursday night, but they held it down against the run, but they had no option against the pass. But I feel like y'all should definitely come out running the ball and attacking us with your tight ends.
Okay, well, that's 2 keys to victory for me as well. Got to run the football. Got to get comfortable running the football, because once again, back-to-back weeks under 70 yards on the ground is nasty work. Genty, 11 carries, 43 yards. He had a touchdown week 1, didn't have anything in week 2, averaged 3.9 a clip. Couldn't get rolling. Our backup, Zeus, Zamir White, has been absolutely miserable. We kind of have this little spark plug in my guy, Dylan Lauby, young kid, 6th round out of New Hampshire. He's been showing some signs of life there. I'm in the passing game, coming out of the backfield, but got to get Genty rolling for sure. We have to get the run game going, but it all starts up front. Our O-line needs to have a bounce back week. I need those guys to perform well. It's looking like JPJ, our 2nd round guy out of Oregon, who should be playing center right now, Rio. I have no idea why they have him at guard. They have their reasons. Jordan Meredith is our center. He's never played center before at the NFL level. So that's one of the guys I think that you guys can potentially, defensive line, can try to expose a little bit. And he's had some issues snapping the football with Geno. There's been a little chemistry issue there early on. But get Genty rolling. The O-line needs to show up. And like you said, feed Brock Bowers. Feed him. Geno needs to stop trying to rely on the deep ball. Don't throw in it, because he will throw in a double and triple coverage all day, every day. You got to eat up the middle of the football field. You have to, like you said, Wagner's out there. He's aging, man. He's not going to be, he's not the player he once was. So that's when you have Brock, Mayer, you have Jacoby, you have one of, that guy can eat up the middle of the football field. I want to see my guy, Jack Besh, our second round guy to TCU.
TCU kid.
He needs some action because he loves catching the football in traffic. He's great after contact, sure hands. I want to see Jack Besh get involved, but I'm with you. I want to see some 12 personnel, and we got to get the ground game going. But it all starts on a defensive side of the football with our defensive line, because it seems like Pete and company are cool with running with Caillou Blue. They're not giving Darian Porter any opportunities yet. And I get that Pete wants to be kind of, everybody's not going to be Tariq Woolen, Rio, right? Year one, you go out all pro, lead the league, with picks. Pete Carroll's guy that he drafted in the 5th round. They're going to be patient with him. He just converted to corner from wide receiver 2 years ago. Yep. And he looked lost a little bit, during the preseason. So, but we're thin there. Those corners need to show up because, also throw a spy on the quarterback. Jamal Adams has been phenomenal for us. Rio.
He looked good out there Monday.
Bro,
he looked good out there.
He has been great. Have him spy on whether it's Mariota or Jayden. Keep them honest. Try to keep them, from running the football, because Mariota will use his legs as well. Yep. But that's been a blessing in disguise for us too. That second level of our defense. Devin White has been great back-to-back weeks. Jermaine Pratt has been good. But yeah, I think that Geno needs to limit the turnovers by throwing more short and intermediate passes, get Genty in space, get Dylan Lowby in space, and we'll find a way. But I think that this is going to be a close game regardless, Rio. Even if Jayden Daniels plays, we're both coming off losses, and we're both pissed off. And Pete Carroll is on his guys very, very tough this week. I've been hearing some things coming out of Henderson that, look, we got to bounce back this week because nobody wants to start the season 1-2. And we have some winnable games coming up, Chicago and the Tennessees of the world and Cleveland's of the world. This is a big game, but what's your final prediction in terms of the score? Give me one with Jayden Daniels and then give me one with Marcus Mariota.
Okay, I got you with both of those. And just to close out the keys to victory thing, my final one was we better like nice things. We do not force turnovers. We refuse to force turnover, even when they're gifted to us. If it could be put right on our chest, right in our hands, we refuse to do it. Geno's going to dare us and challenge us to accept. We have to accept when he makes the call for a turnover, because Geno lives and dies by the gun, and he's going to take chances even when it's not necessary. But my score prediction, my vibe I'm feeling for this one, if 5 is out there, 27-20. 27-20 Washington. If 5 is not out there, 22-17. 22-17, 22-17, 22-20. It's going to be a nail biter, last person that touched the ball, finish it type of game. I'll give us a full touchdown win if Jayden's out there. 27-20, that's a close game. It's a 1 touchdown game. I think our offense finds its rhythm a little bit, and we can get up to 27. Neither of us have scored more than 21 in either of our games so far this year, and we both similarly look like we lost by 30 the other day in prime time, but actually had a chance in the 4th quarter. We just couldn't do nothing with it. We were down a touchdown with 12 minutes left in the game. Y'all had so many opportunities in the 4th quarter, and Geno kept saying, nah, I'm cool.
Yeah, I don't want it. Like they kept giving us every chance under the sun to come back and win that game, but we just did not want it. I'll say this, 24-21. We both know we're going for our team, so it is what it is. I initially had this as a loss coming in, like when we did our schedule prediction and all that stuff. I said this is going to be a different Commanders team in year 2. I don't know, man. I watched you guys very closely against Green Bay. I didn't get a chance to really watch the entire game week 1, but I was definitely doing my homework last week, and they just didn't look like the same team, Rio. Once again, you get tape on Jayden Daniels, you get tape on Cliff Kingsbury's offense, but sometimes it just takes a little time to get rolling. I'm going to go 24-21 Raiders with Jayden Daniels, and I'm going 24-21 without Jayden Daniels.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. I think we win by 3, a Daniel Carlson field goal in closing minutes. We win this game by 3. I want to go real quick to the so-called experts.
Oh, the NFL Network picks. Did you see those?
Yes. I'm going to bring this on screen because I don't know what we like to call D&D over here, Rio. I don't know what kind of dick and dynamite this dude was smoking.
Gordon
said 38-9, bro. I don't know what the hell he has seen the first 2 weeks. Geno coming off of 0 touchdowns and 3 picks.
He knows something we don't. He knows
one
something
touchdown
all
and
of
1
us
pick.
don't know.
38-9. I don't get it. Whoever this dude,
I don't even see us if we were clicking winning 38-9. So where are we going with this one?
This is nasty. But Daniel Jeremiah 24-21, Wolf 22-18, Adam Rank 26-23. So all close, all kind of 3-4 points. Grant has you guys by 6. Bucky Brooks has us by 3. And this is crazy coming off of a nasty Monday Night Football game where I think this is because of the Jayden Daniels effect, though. Real, I definitely do. I think if Jayden Daniels,
and because we haven't looked like ourselves yet.
But what is it? Is it Kingsbury's system? Like what is it?
It's just we're looking like a team that had no starters play at all in the preseason. Terry missed all summer. He got here a week before the season started. Noah Brown got here the week before the season started. And it was just Jayden didn't play. He didn't throw one pass in the preseason, all preseason. We look like a team that's just now getting it together, and we're still trying to get back to us. We're not even going for fourth down with the veracity that we were last year. So we haven't started playing our football yet. So I definitely expect this to be a close game. I'm going to be in the building. I hope we don't lose, because 1-2 and this loss would – the fan base would be crashing, and there would be a whole lot of conversations being started. And I'm so sick of that sophomore slump agenda people want so badly to attach to my boy.
I got to ask you, has Noah had a case of the dropsies a little bit?
Yes. Oh my God. Jayden threw about 3 good passes total on Thursday, and he dropped 2 of them. He dropped, and those were drive extenders, chunk plays on third downs that he dropped. And he dropped one versus the Giants as well, and had a penalty that took one of his catches back. He has a case of the dropsies and a case of the I live on the injury reports. And I'm kind of over it at this point.
Salute to these so-called experts once again. 4 of them have us, 6 of them have you guys. We shall see. Come Sunday. You said you're going to be at the game, right?
Yeah, I'm out there on Sunday, man.
Hey, chat, let us know. We got 1,000 people here in the building. Would you guys like to do a recap? I would love to run a recap, man. Why not? We could run one either Sunday night, Monday morning, whatever. You know what I mean? I think that'd be fun, man. Real quick, salute the Flores on the first Super today. 38-9 was score of Raiders' last Super Bowl win versus Washington. Oh,
Marcus Allen game. That's what they was doing.
So he was playing into the.
Oh, he was getting dirty with it.
Into that again. Okay.
Dirty.
Okay. Flores, I like that you caught that. That was a bar then, even though
that was a bar. I didn't catch that.
That was a bar. I definitely didn't catch that, but he's still smoking dick and dynamite for sure. Let me see. Everybody says, yep, we need that for sure. Okay. We definitely got to double back. Let's give real quick. I want to ask you, and I usually do this every week as well. Okay. Give me a few predictions in terms of specific players. Like, how do you think Bill fares against this Raiders team week 3?
I think Bill's going north of 80 yards this week. And I know y'all are good against the run. I think we're going to have a game plan to get him touches and to get him going, and he's shifty. He's the one thing we were missing in this running back room. He was the one thing we were missing on Thursday night versus the Packers, was someone who could create. When nothing's there and has the.
He's not Brian Robinson, I'll tell you that for sure.
He's not. He's a creator with the ball in his hand. I say north of 80 and a touchdown on Sunday, and 15 plus touches for Bill Krosky-Merritt. I think he has one of those games on Sunday.
So they're going to feed Bill. Okay. Now, what do you have, Scary Terry? I mean, once again, this is a week where they can get him rolling, because we do have a suspect corner group. And I think that either Stokes or Caillou Blue Kelly. I don't know which one is going to be on him, but give me some predictions in terms of stats with Scary Terry.
I mean, it's about that time. If Terry can't get going this week, they're going to start having them 30-year-old falling off a cliff conversation. Yeah. Terry's due for one of those 4-catch 100-yard specials where there's a deep ball, there's a couple other slants involved, but 4 catches, 104 yards and a touchdown. Or it could be one of those 2 touchdown days where they get him on the goal line, isolated 101 slant route. Easy. That's his slant route, spot route. Easy. He wins it every time. But I think a 4 or 5 catch, 100-yard, 1 touchdown type day. It was his birthday this week. If he don't get going this week, man, I don't know what to tell you, man. He gets a break next week because AJ Terrell's probably not playing when we play against the Atlanta Falcons. You don't have a great corner matchup this week. Take advantage of it. We made Kayshawn Nixon look like Darrelle Revis on Thursday Night Football. I can't see that again. My eyes can't unsee what took place Thursday. It's time to get Terry going, man.
As a concerned Raider fan with my O-line, I got to ask you, what does the pressure look like up to this point? You guys have Armstrong out there. You got, Daron Payne. Javon Kinlaw looks revitalized right now. Louvu, always butcher his name, but Frankie's a stud. Baptiste. I mean, what does that pressure look like up to this point? I love Newton as well. How has he performed this year so far?
Newton is the rotational piece, with Kinlaw and Payne being the head guys on the interior of that room. I'd like to see more from Newton, but he looks active. The thing was, we were getting pressure-ish at times on Jordan Love. It just wasn't affecting him. Jordan Love, a guy who never runs. He was running versus us. He was escaping tackles and sacks and still making down the field throws. He was just comfortable versus us. We got another 2 sacks. We got 2 sacks in back-to-back games, but it hasn't been consistent. But now guys like Jacob Martin and Javonte Jean-Baptiste and Von Miller in this situational role, they matter more because our starting DN is out for the season. I think the main sack guy you need to worry about is Dorrance Armstrong. I think he's the top guy for us, but who we need it to be, Frankie Louvu was a demon for us last year. Frankie Louvu is on a milk carton right now. Frankie Louvu, wherever you are, please hear me. We're looking for you, brother. I've not seen you in 2 weeks of football. Not one impact play has been made, and I've seen you get run over a couple times. Whatever you're going through, we here for you. We need it this Sunday, man, because
how's Preston Smith look?
I mean, he just got here this week, so we're gonna find out.
Have you heard anything about camp?
He looks like Preston Smith, and he brings some length off the edge. We needed size. We brought Dietrich Wisen to be an edge setter for us, not necessarily a sack machine. It's definitely nice bringing back an old skin. Ryan Kerrigan and him used to be our edge duo. Ryan Kerrigan's coaching him now. That's a crazy world we live in, man. But
real quick, man, I want to give some predictions as well. Once again, we talked about it earlier on. The Commanders have given up 104.5 yards per game the first 2 weeks. Middle of the pack, 14th against the ground game. I'm going to say that this is going to be an Ashton Jeanty breakout game, over 100 yards, a touchdown on the ground, and I think he gets another 30-40 in the passing game as well. And this is a Brock Bowers special.
Oh, yeah.
Over 100 yards in the air. I think he gets a touchdown as well, and I think that, like you said, the tight ends kind of can expose that defense. Mayer gets 50, 60 yards as well. Ton of 12 personnel. Chip Kelly leans on his tight ends this week, and I think that Mayer has a pretty good week as well. So I want to say the defense, are going to create some turnovers. I just don't know what quarterback we're facing. What does Jayden look like in terms of turnovers? Has he had some this year? I haven't really done my homework.
That's the one thing we do not do. That boy is good with the football. 0 turnovers on the season so far. We had multiple games last year where we didn't punt or turn the football over. We did it 3 times, and we do not. As bad as it looked Thursday, we didn't put the ball in harm's way, really, and we didn't give the ball back to the other team. So that's not something we really concern. We also don't force turnovers, so it's like a force multiply.
Yeah. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. Get a few questions in, you guys, before we get out of here. We're about to.
I got one for you for sure.
Let's do it.
How do you feel about having Tom Brady a part of your organization? Because I know there had to be a little bit like a confliction about him joining it, but he is the GOAT. But like, I know y'all don't love Tom Brady over there.
Initially, we were all like, what the hell is going on, right? Because we've seen Mark Davis in recent memory try and replicate this whole Patriot way thing. Josh McDaniels becomes the head coach. They bring in his GM, right? They try to redo this whole Patriot thing in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. That didn't work. Both those guys are canned. We move on. AP's out of here. Tom Telesco's out of here. We go a different direction. I'll say this. Mark is infatuated with winners. And to get Tom Brady in the building, and I believe he owns 5%. He's a minority owner. I think 5%. But I love it. I mean, the guys lean on him a little bit. Jeanty gets a chance to talk to him. Gino has spoken to him a ton. He was up in the box the other day with Chip Kelly when he was calling the offense. So, look, I'll say this. Historically, I hate Tom Brady. I remember the Tuck rule. I cried that day. That was the last chance that I thought. Back then, I was like, this is the
cry.
only chance that I may be able to get a Super Bowl, bro. You know what I mean? And the tuck rule just destroyed a ton of our spirits in the fan base. But right now, he's embracing the silver and black. He's out there, once again, talking to the coaches. Brought Spytek in, who's a phenomenal football mind. He always has that. Our GM is like a scout at heart.
Yep.
When I was at the Shrine Bowl and we just hired them both, Pete Carroll and Spytek, everybody kept coming up to me and saying, you guys have one in Spytek. They weren't talking about Pete Carroll. It's all Spytek. So for those two guys, the Michigan connection to come in, I'm excited, man. I am. Look, initially it was like, what are we doing? But now, man, he's embracing the silver and black. He got Gronk out there. And I don't know if you know this, but I think it went viral now. A few years ago, we had a chance to bring in Brady and Gronk.
You did.
And John Gruden chose not to go that direction. And, I think Mark is trying to right that wrong right now. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with Tom Brady in the building. It's a business at the end of the day. If you have Brady tied to your business, it generates money. You know what I mean?
So my follow-up to that is it not bullshit and a little bit of a conflict of interest that he works for your team, but he also works for Fox and gets to go into other buildings and talk to teams and stuff the week of the game? Because I know they're trying to make that a storyline right now. Is Brady getting inside information? Is this insider trading?
Two things. That shit didn't help us week 2 against the Chargers. And secondly, I think it's about time the Raiders get a leg up on something. Because it feels like year in and year out, they find ways to play my team out of shit. So, look, hey, it didn't help against the Chargers. It is what it is. And look, this is the thing. I see all this noise on Twitter right now about this shit. I don't care, bro. Like, I don't care. Like, Pete Carroll's our head coach. Spytek's our general manager. Brady's going to be in the mix. Look, I don't think we get a competitive edge with Brady out there going anywhere. Honestly, I don't. I don't think that helps us at all. Do I think that Brady would probably try and get some intel? I mean, week 4, right? We got Ben Johnson coming into the building, and that was a guy that he so-called handpicked to be our next head coach, and he chose to go to Chicago. Maybe Brady has some intel on that situation.
Please beat the brakes off them.
I hope because I can't take it if Ben goes out there and beats us, and then our fan base is screaming, oh my God, we hired the wrong guy. You know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is. I think that Pete Carroll was the perfect hire for, and I was a Ben Johnson guy. I wanted Ben Johnson.
So was I.
Oh, man, I'm like, bring him in. I want him. Oh, we were both fighting over him. Shit,
yeah,
but I'll say this, in terms of building a culture, in terms of, getting this locker room motivated and unlocking a lot of these, I'm all for Pete Carroll being the guy. But to answer your question, shit, man, hopefully we get some type of edge. I think Tom owes us a little bit. He got to reverse that tuck rule jinx, Rio. You know what I mean? So whatever he can give us, because we need it, bro. Like, we've been in desperation mode for several decades now. We've been to the playoffs, I think, twice in the last.
I know how that feels, brother. Like you said, you felt like we was the y'all of the NFC. I could definitely see it, because we're the type of organizations that we couldn't just be bad. We had to have scandal and headlines attached to our bad. We couldn't be ass in peace like the Jaguars.
Yeah, facts. I'm going to ask you this real quick, man. While we're still here, how has your rookie class performed so far?
Rookie class. So Josh Connerly, it's been a baptism by fire through the first couple weeks of the season. Trey Amos already looks like the best corner of the team, and that's including Mikey Sainristil, who was one of the better players on this roster last year. Jaylen Lane, he looks like he's a step away from taking one of these punts to the crib. Haven't seen him as a receiver flash yet, but it could be coming this week. But I don't want to sleep on anybody's secondary, because I looked at the Packers secondary last week from the cornerback position, and we made Nixon and them boys look like the Legion of Boom. Bill.
I hate that Keyshawn was looking like that too, because former Raider, and he has shitted on us every chance he can get.
Seatbelting.
I hated it, bro. I hated it.
I hated it too, bro. Kane Madrano could be an active player every week, but we might need to get him and Jordan McGee on the football field, because Bobby can't be guarding tight ends up the seam. We only had 5 picks because of all the wheeling and dealing Adam Peters likes to do. So we had to be efficient on him. So first round pick, it's a growth process. Leave him in the game, but figure out a way to help him. The second round pick looks really good at corner. He looks like the best guy out there. It's not going to take long before he unseats Lattimore as the top guy on the roster.
For sure.
Jaylen Lane, punt returner. We need to see more at receiver, especially with Noah Brown being a liability. And Bill is the guy. He's the guy that's going to bring it all together for this class. He is now the number one back, and his workload is going to significantly increase. So we're going to see a lot from him going forward.
Genty, waiting on him to, get an opportunity to run the football effectively. They got to feed him at least 15 plus times this week, but Genty's going to be fine. I see a lot of smoke and a lot of people yelling he's a bust and he's not generational. Got to give him some time. Round 2, we moved back a few times, got Jack Besh. He's been pretty much non-existent up to this point. He's had one reception, I think, for like 23 yards. That was week 1. So it's going to be tough for him to see the field with Dante Thornton already showing signs of being a potential dog star down the line. And then Jacoby is essentially the same player as Jack Besh.
Yep.
They're these great route runners, short-handed guys that just does all the dirty work. So it's going to take some time for Jack Besh to get an opportunity to see the field. I think year 2 is when we really see him, because there's a reason why they've been holding out on this whole Jacoby Myers deal, Rio, and it's a lot of it, and people aren't talking about it, is
really
Jack Besh. So round 3, Darian Porter, he's been pretty much special teams up to this point. So I don't know what's going on there. I think once again they're being patient with him. Our DTs, Tonka Hemingway, inactive last week. JJ Pegues, inactive. Dante Thornton, our rook out of Tennessee, his knock was limited route tree.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch his tape at Oregon, he definitely has a great route tree. But, that Tennessee offense is kind of difficult to go out there. You get caught in that system, and it's like, that's how they pinpoint you as. But watch for Thornton, Rio. You guys have to keep tabs on him. 4'3", 40.
Oh,
6'5",
I like them.
Keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on Trey Tucker. That speed can definitely put those DBs on notice come Sunday. And then Lindenberg, our linebacker, he's been kind of a special teams guy out of Minnesota. And then round 6, we've got nothing. A guy that we drafted out of Montana State, he's no longer on this team. He was a quarterback converted to wide receiver. Tommy touchdown. He's no longer on this roster. He's with New Orleans. And then Cam Miller's on the practice squad. So honestly, man, we haven't seen a lot out of our rookies either. I think that these guys are older head coaches, Dan Quinn, Pete Carroll. They want to rely on the vets. Yep. The thing is, you don't want to throw all your young guys into the fire early. Some of those guys can't take it.
And you know how this guys goes, that know each other too.
Yeah, but year in and year out, some of these guys get in their own mind, and then their careers are cut short because they feel like this is who I am. This is who I am. And it's like, nah, I like that Pete Carroll's being very, very strategic about the way he throws his young rooks out there. So, but yeah, man, 2-4 says the shoe is going to be on the other foot now. I think he's talking about the Tom Brady situation. So, get a few questions in, you guys. This is the nastiest name.
Did you want y'all to stop the Shedeur slide? And if so, how early were you willing to stop it?
Well, look, I was a Shedeur guy the entire time. So, you know what I mean? Like when I heard, when round 1 was there and all the talk was about Shedeur just dropping, I started to think, okay, we might be able to get him later on. I'll say this. The Raiders stayed away from him for a reason. And nobody knows him better than Tom Brady at the NFL level.
Nobody.
This guy has mentored him. I believe he was one of the first people to sign him to his deal with TB12. They had a deal with his brand. He's helped develop him behind the scenes. I was actually shocked that we didn't take Shedeur. We had several opportunities to do so. I thought when we traded back and picked up some extra capital, I'm thinking, okay, soon Shedeur is going to be there. I don't know, man. Let me ask you, Rio. I mean, do you think that he's worth the distraction? I like Shedeur. I think that he could be special down the line. Him and Geno have a rapport. The reports were that we didn't bring him in because there was no way that, Pete was going to have his guy Geno have to sit and hear all that noise. Because once again, if Geno goes out there and has a 3-pick performance in the nation right now,
everyone's going to call this
for Shedeur. It's Shedeur season now, right? Promise you, after 3 picks, everybody on Twitter is saying put Shedeur in. Simple and plain. So that was another reason, I think, the distractions and all that other stuff. And now what he's the 3rd quarterback on the depth chart in Cleveland.
Yeah, it's something nasty. It's always a nasty grouping over there. Is Shedeur worth the distraction? It's interesting because I don't see why he can't have a career like a Geno Smith in this league, because he can pass the football. He throws with touch, timing, anticipation. His process is a lot slower than I would like. And for a quarterback that is not mobile, that could be a problem in this league. The problem is he has his father's personality, but he's not the level of prospect that his father is. Yeah. So it could be hard. So what comes with him is a circus. It ain't Tim Tebow because he can actually play quarterback. Please throw away that. I don't know why anybody calls it a Tebow-like circus. Shedeur can play quarterback in the NFL.
Yes, agreed.
You gotta have a certain type of stability and ecosystem in your organization already established to bring that in, and you cannot have any fragility in the quarterback room ahead of him because fans are gonna scream for Shedeur as soon as things go bad.
And Alec, you know what's funny, man? He's one of the highest selling jerseys in football. The Browns know what they're doing right now. They're gonna keep him on the bench, and they're gonna develop Dylan Gabriel, and they're just gonna sell a ton of jerseys and take advantage fully of the likeness of, Shedeur Sanders. I have to say this though, because I've never said this on live. I got a chance to hang out with Shedeur during the Shrine Bowl week. Got a chance to kick it with Shiloh, Deion Sanders Jr., which is a great dude. Love Bucky. Solid dude, man. We got a chance to talk a ton. But Brian DeBall and him kind of had this little secret handshake, right, early on. And I'm like, damn, the Giants aren't even trying to hide this thing. Like they really like Shedeur. And then the meetings came, Rio, and I got a chance to sit outside the door and watch as Tennessee walked out and their brass, and Cleveland and the Giants. And I'm going to say that a few of those teams looked very, very irritated by those interviews. That's all I can really say. Tennessee looked like, what? Like what? And the Giants definitely did as well. Brian DeBall did not show too much in terms of body language, but those guys came out and they were like, we're not going that direction. I just seen it. I knew that a few teams are going to get away from him. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that played a major factor into it. I know he had his people in there with him during his interviews and stuff like that. So, some people don't like that. I get it. I understand it. But I still would have took a flyer on Shedeur later. I was not a Cam Miller guy. I watched him at the Shrine Bowl, and I was tweeting away the whole time saying that he was probably my least favorite quarterback out there. Like, real talk, bro. Like, and I get that chemistry is going to be a problem, communication, because these guys have never played with each other, right? Yeah. So you're expecting some issues there, but I wasn't really fond of his game. But I would have loved to have, Shedeur in the building, but I understand the thought process of not bringing him in. Las Vegas, though, is the place, right? They're rolling out Lil Jon. They're rolling out all these other people. It's
for prime son. That would have been, it felt like a match made in heaven, and I feel like a spoiled, arrogant quarterback could have worked out for y'all.
Bro, Vegas would have been the place to see his name and the bright lights and all that good stuff.
Absolutely,
so,
man.
It is what it is. Salute to Flores. Graph, Rio, can you break down our O-line versus Washington's D-line, especially the run game? Flores, I'll say this. We have not ran the football effectively. We're one of the worst running teams in the league. And last year, we were the worst. So I like that D-line that the Commanders have. And they've kind of been middle of the pack right now, I guess, against the run. I like your chances against these guards. I like our tackles, DJ Glaze, and I love Colton Miller. But they even have kind of struggled also in run blocking. So this is going to be an interesting week, Rio. Honestly, bro, if we can't get the ground game going this week, I just don't know if it's ever going to happen, bro. Like, I trust Genty. I just don't trust that O-line. And Brendan Carroll, Pete's son, has been terrible so far calling the O-line. And we got Joe Philbin in the building as well, helping. So he's like a senior advisor. So it's like, and he's been a great coach in terms of the offensive lines everywhere he's been.
All hands on deck.
Yeah, so I'm like, what the hell is going on? But I don't know, man. We shall see. Silent partner says Commanders got a sneaky defense. Definitely, man. I mean, you look on paper, I like what they got out there, but once again, it has to translate. How's Von Miller looked up to this point? Is he kind of non-existent?
We brought him here to be a part-time pass rusher. That's going to have to be clicked up some more. He got in on a half a sack versus Jordan Love. They were just so comfortable in everything they wanted to do. Like 27 didn't tell the full story of that game. They really should have scored 41 to 44 points on us, and we got saved by their own mistakes. Them having 10 penalties for 77 yards, taking some of their own stuff off the board, and Jordan Love underthrowing what should have been a touchdown on the first drive of the game. The score didn't fully tell it, but the defense, they did enough late in the game to give us a chance, but the offense waited too late to get going. But I think our defense will be improved this year. It's just everything looks skewed right now because of Thursday night. It was just that type of performance in Green Bay. Them boys look good out there, man.
Trading Brian Robinson early on to the Niners and then still running with the vet Austin Eckler, who's now out for the season. Is that a major blow to that running back group? Because like outside of the young fella, who do you guys have behind him now?
Jeremy McNichols and Chris Rodriguez Jr. I think Chris Rodriguez can cosplay as Brian Robinson. I think he can do a lot of the same things. He runs with more suddenness and more vision than him, but he's the thumper in the group. Jeremy McNichols is also one of those, but it now shows that there's a clear pecking order. There's a clear lead dog in the room now. There's one thing unlike the other things in the room, and that is Bill Krosky Merritt. So we actually got a dog up front. But what it does is it takes away some of the versatility, because with Eckler, he's such a good pass catching back that there's no tell when he's on the field whether it's going to be a run or a pass play. It takes away some of the looks and some of the two back looks that Washington likes to run under Cliff.
Is your backup, is McNichols still questionable?
I think he's going to play. Jeremy McNichols is always good. If he's active, he's going to be out there.
Okay, and John Bates, what's the injury with him? What's going on with him?
I think him and Noah, I think it's a groin for both of them. I think they're both out this week. I think they're both going to end up missing this game. And that hurts because John Bates, low-key, the best blocker on the team, not named Laramie Tunsil. He is if not top two, he's the best blocking tight end. He is one of those when it comes to blocking. He's one of the more slept on tight ends in the league. I don't care to ever see him catch a pass, but he's a sixth offensive lineman when he's out there. And with Josh Connerly going through growing pains as a right tackle right now, Josh Connerly's never played right. He's always been on the left side at Oregon. The transition kind of spanking him right now, and the talent level and the speed to power. He doesn't have the functional strength yet. You need a guy like John Bates next to him to help him chip and stuff, because a running back's not enough. The play that Jayden got hurt, Jeremy McNichols helped Josh Connerly, and Parsons got right through both of them and got Jayden out of there. Jayden had to escape, turn the corner, didn't have time to slide. Boom. Now he's on the injury report.
Salute to my guy S. Dot real quick on a $10 special. Hot take. If we put Wagner at left guard, JPJ at center, and Forsythe, oh my God, Forsythe sucks. S. Dot at right guard, we can stop the bleeding and run the ball way better with power. I understand the thought process, putting the big dogs out there, right? Forsythe is a big dude. So he says, put Dalton Wagner, a UDFA out of Arkansas that's been on our practice squad year in and year out. This dude's like 6'9", 6'10", or some shit. S. Dot, I hear you, brother. And this is like the trenches dude here, Rio. He always pulls up and has something to say about the O-line. Okay. But Forsythe is one of the worst offensive linemen in the NFL, S. Dot. I don't want to see him out there at all. I don't give a shit. What? No, he is terrible. He's terrible. He said he sucks at tackle, and so does Wagner. They both suck. Why are they living out there? I just honestly don't. I would rather see the young guys. I would rather see Caleb Rogers, the young kid out of Texas Tech, or put Charles Grant out there, the young William and Mary kid. Like, I'd rather see those guys go out there and get these opportunities. Forsythe has kind of bounced around the league a little bit now. I think he started with the Giants, Seattle, former Florida guy. But I think he's on his third team now. Forsythe is ass, S. Dot. Ass, bro. Asparagus, bro. I don't want nothing to do with Forsythe out there, man. Final thoughts, my brother, on this, man.
My final thoughts on this one is, although I want us, like my fan base, they all called me soft because I said, go ahead and give Jayden a couple weeks of PTO, let Mariota run it. Mariota had 364, 4 touchdowns, no picks, and won both appearances he showed up in last year for the team. Go ahead, let him run for 2 weeks and let Jayden come back versus the Chargers in week 5. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear any of that. It's week 3 stuff. They're like, if he could go and they clear him, get him out on the football field. I think Jayden's going to play on Sunday. And if
I do also. But once again, look at your division right now. The Dallas is 1-1. They're lucky to be 1-1. Yeah. Giants are 0-2. Philly is 2-0, and they have a rough game this week as well. So
they play the ugliest style of mistake-free football, but it works for them. I need them to lose this week. I need us to keep pace with teams like Philadelphia and Green Bay, so we cannot lose games like this one. So whoever's out there, hold it down and get 17 involved, man, because I don't want to hear these conversations that happen if y'all shut us down this week.
I got two more real quick before we get out of here. How's it feel to be back in DC with the new building? You guys got approved, I believe, yesterday, right? Was it yesterday?
Sir. Yesterday.
Salute to you guys. You guys are back at the crib officially. How's it feel? How's the fan base taking the news?
It is the spiritual home of all of this team's success. While all of the team's success predates my existence, you know, their last Super Bowl was my birth year, the 91 season. All of the success took place at RFK Stadium. So them knocking that down and building a state-of-the-art dome where they're paying 88% of it out of pocket, it's just another sign of what happens when you get dumbass Daniel Snyder out of your organization. Yeah. The cloud stops hanging over it. We're not about to have a stadium that leaks plumber fluid or that almost hurts franchise quarterbacks or that the field.
Very Oakland Coliseum-ish, Rio. I get it.
It's bad. It's bad. It was just a bad omen. I can't wait to see us there. 2030, it'll be opening up. That first year it opens up, I got to get season tickets, even if I'm sitting with the Lord at the top of the dome. That first year, I'm in there at RFK 2.0. We're going to have a roof on that thing. It's going to be nice. I can't wait, man.
I think as much as we do, for these organizations, I think we should never have nosebleed seats. I think we should always have every time we go to Vegas or we go to DC, we should have front row center seats, simple and plain for everything that we do for these teams, man. Also, when are y'all going back to the Redskins, bro? Like, when does it happen? It has to happen, right?
Nah, they're not doing that. People gonna hate me for that. They're gonna jump me for this, but they might work that logo back into things because they soft launching a lot of things. I don't think the name's coming back, man. The owners have so much goodwill going that they're not gonna do anything to cost any brand or sponsoring holdups because we running it up in every way. They sold out season tickets for the first time, and who knows when. That 5 jersey selling like the Yankee hat. Like, they not going to do anything. They done rolled back out the Super Bowl era Redskins throwback that we bringing back this year. They going to soft launch everything but the actual changing of the name, and I don't think a person in office can change that.
Hot take. By 2027, you guys will be the Redskins again.
Hey. Could be. I know the draft's coming to DC in 2027. I don't see the name changing, but I do think they're going to work the logo, the spear, and some older type of stuff back into it. But hey, I know our fans would love what you just said.
Final, you guys. Rio has the Commanders winning, 27-20?
27-20. Yeah.
Okay. I have Raiders winning 24-21. Of course, we both would have our teams winning this football game. Salute to my guy, Rio, man. Brother, it's always a pleasure to be doing these. I want to say this also. I'm proud of you, man. I've seen the channel grow from day one. I see you doing great things. I love that you guys were so successful last year because the channel grew. You were so connected with your community, and constantly with wins, more people show up. But you deserve those looks, bro. I see you put the grind in. I see you hustling. I'm hoping that we can start putting out a ton of wins as well and get more people excited about our football team. But bro, I'm proud of you.
It's good for business. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, last year was miserable for me. You guys had with 4-13. It was terrible brand of football. And we're going to be here regardless, right? I mean, we love our teams. It just is what it is. We're going to be here every step of the way. But, keep doing your thing, bro. I'm proud of you. I know you're well on your way to 30K here soon, both of us. So keep growing that platform. Salute to all the Commanders fans in the building as well. Salute to you guys. I think this is going to be a hell of a game Sunday. And once again, if you're free, I would love to do a recap, whether it's Sunday night or Monday morning, even if it's just a quick 30, 45 minute.
Hell yeah.
We definitely got to run one back. I know you'll be at the game with your son. So have some fun out there. Salute to CGR on the way out as well. Gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. My brother, salute to one of the mod fathers here in the building. My guy, salute to all the new members here in the building. Anything else before we get out of here, brother?
Hey man, I appreciate you always linking up. We've been doing this for years now. I think we did our first one back in 2021, so this is 4 years in running. That was the year I started my channel. It's always a vibe. It's fun doing this with creators as passionate as you, as fans, creators that actually know their team, man. We are media adjacent. We are boots on the ground, and we cover every aspect of our team, and we show up even when the team is stinking to join up, man. So salute right back to you, man, because we do this shit here, man.
Factory, man. Salute the Floors. He says Rio's a great guest. CGR says, thanks, fellas. Yes, man. We appreciate you guys. CGR says, great show. My guys, man. Salute to you guys. I will be back tomorrow or Saturday with the Graphic and Wasted show. And then Sunday, I will be calling the game play-by-play. Hopefully you guys pull up. I know Rio's going to be at the game. So, I know you're going to be tweeting away over there. So, but I'm excited to see what your thoughts are on the game afterwards. Salute to S. That's his Graph, man of the people. Fun building video. And salute to my guys. Salute to House Junkies as well. Great show. And you have a membership or anything over there, let everybody know where to follow you at, because this is my guy. This is a personal friend of mine. So you guys make sure you go over there and subscribe to my dog. We only face the Commanders once in a blue moon. So this isn't an actual rival like that. Go support our guy, man. Let them know where to follow you at.
Yeah, Rio Robinson on YouTube. This same stream is live on my channel right now as well. Rio_Robinson 91 on all social medias, man. And if you need some tickets, man, Rio 10 on SeatGeek, man. Use my promo code and get 10% off.
Oh, that's 5%. Oh.
Rio 10 on SeatGeek, man. Use it. It don't matter what team you like. You could be going to see the Chris Brown show. Get that 10% off on SeatGeek, man.
There you go, man. And he just bold move said, just subscribe, man. Thank you, man. As always, love and appreciate everybody here in the chat. Wipe them feet on the way out. That means get those likes up and hit the subscribe button on both channels. Rio, my brother, I'm looking forward to that conversation after Sunday. I hope we kill y'all, and I know you feel the exact same way. Salute to you. We are out. One.